well. So you'll see a lot of volatility around that. That will close with the opening print this morning, the AM contract. And just a side note, if you are ever playing your indices, um, it is unwise, unless you have some insider knowledge, to play the opening print, the AM contract, because that is based on the opening print. So you'll have AMs and PMs on that day. Um, so basically, if you don't get out of it the night before, you're kind of stuck where you land at 9:30 that morning. Um, we're still very actively in the middle of this monthly options expiration. And as we've been calling all week, to expect a lot of volatility. Something that kind of came to, and I'm still kind of researching, but there's this concept of the JP Morgan collar, the JPM collar. And so what JPM does is they sell calls that are 3 to 5% out of the money. And then they use those proceeds to buy put spreads that are 3 to 5% out of the money as well. And at the end of the quarter, that collar trades expires and they enter a new one. It's just like any spread, it can go against you. And we saw that we traded right into the level with concept that I'm still kind of researching, but it is specific to JP Morgan and its hedge funds. Could you imagine blowing a hedge fund's account? Same way if you're super short or super long on a thing, and the market drops. So I think we may also have a little bit of that element contributing with the monthly option expiration as well. And that's what we've kind of got there. I'll take you very quickly. It's a little bit easier just to look at SPY because it moves on the charts a little bit better. I was getting ready to actually draw some new fibs here, but as you can see, even without a fib, we are still firmly um, above all three of your moving averages here, on the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and your other, all of your other time frames that would be pertinent to this trade. Now, on the daily, we do see the potential for some movement back into the 21-day moving average, but I don't think that we'll get much more downward movement from there, unless we have some sort of black swan type of event. We're also going to look at the NDX as well. And you're seeing ultimately the same picture here. It's making the same types of movements. One thing that I want to note here is that we are way overbought on both indices. And, overbought and oversold are definitely concepts that are taught, but I think the average trader doesn't recognize that you can be oversold or overbought for months. And what we're seeing here is pretty much overbought for a year. So when you look at that respectively, you always want to take that kind of stuff into account when you're looking at your overall picture, which is why we do teach the top-down analysis. Why does it look like you need to draw some new fibs? But that's what we've got for this morning in terms of the indices and economic news. I would also add that generally you will have a feverish buy after the expiration has occurred. And so the SPX and NDX will both open, that monthly option expiration will close with, or tomorrow morning's print will be the end of the monthly options expiration. So I do expect tomorrow to have a lot of opportunity. So, um,
We talked about these charts last night in training. What did we look at? I think it was SPX that somebody had traded a put on yesterday. So to me, it's looking still kind of bullish for the morning. Um, but I just been scrolling through some news and looking at what's moving, and it appears to me that
oh, nice.
institutions are cycling back into quantum computing stocks. And so I will be looking at some of those charts this morning for sure for some entries on there. But we can talk about some of the stuff that we've entered and called this week, like Baba. What else is moving here?
PDD
Baba
is
certainly.
moving.
Who was
Uh,
that?
PDD.
Mm.
I know you didn't enter that trade. It was something I entered and exited. Um, yeah, Baba is moving.
Mirror downgrade. So Baidu is getting downgrades. I think they said Baba has had the best earnings since 2023. So that's
Nice.
great. You guys know how I feel about Baba.
You
But so I'll
said
be
Baba
looking at
is
those nuclear stocks, it seems, and quantum computing stocks. So RGTI, QUBT, QBTS, ARQQ, um, Ion Q, I guess, is one I never really got into because other people, I don't know, whatever. QMCO, QNTM, and QSI are some of the movers this morning. Um, we watched a replay of a press conference that Trump had with his energy dominance team. So I think that will start to move some of those energy stocks. DVN is already moving. They had earnings, so they're up pretty significantly in the last 30 hours or so. But I'm just doing my normal routine here and kind of stalking my watch list to see where we might get some movement. Nvidia and AMD seem to still be flat, but I think they will start to move tomorrow once the call contracts that people have poured into are close to expiring. They hopefully will get some movement. Um, what is really down a lot this morning? Oh,
so
look at
Carvana didn't have, I'm just sitting here looking at it. Carvana didn't, and I think my chart is up. Carvana didn't have as, they dropped definitely. And I think that we're going to see some more downward movement here into Carvana now that the premium's a little bit more um, reasonable now that earnings and the implied volatility has passed. But um, I know we talked about that being a short yesterday.
so think. I think there's probably a lot of downside to Carvana from where it is. I'm not looking at the chart. I'm not looking at the screen right now. But just based on what I remember of the cup and handle situation, um, I think there's probably
Hmm.
a lot more downside. Have you heard about the Delta airline debacle?
No.
Okay, so
What happened?
apparently a plane flipped over on the runway, turned upside down. Um,
Oh, that was a couple of days ago. And that was the, I don't know if I mentioned the whole power outage that we experienced, but that I thought that that was due to the windy conditions, not so much anything that they did or didn't do.
so wait. So the theory is that the wind blew the plane over.
So they were experiencing turbulence due to the wind and ended up needing to make an emergency landing. So that coupled with the wind, yeah.
Huh. Whatever the
Yeah,
case
yeah,
may
they didn't
be,
just have a successful landing and and it went topsy turvy.
that's
No,
crazy. Um, that is crazy. But so based on that, I'm looking at some puts. I don't trade the airlines. I really don't. But I think it is well positioned fundamentally and technically for a put based on that most strange occurrence. Just trying to get the signals together for the chat.
no worries. So let's talk about, and so we're, like I said, I want to take a look at some of these Carvana contracts once we open. But let's see. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm just gonna toss a fib right here. See what I'm looking at. Ooh. Yes, Carvana does have some significant downside. Just looking at the weekly chart, it wrote, wow. Let's see where this is on the daily. I have another fib drawn somewhere, so bear with me. Take that one out. One of these. Okay. So, yep. Ironically, it came right to the zero. Um, the 21 moving average is 257, but I could see it coming easily back to the 50, which is the 237 range, and back to the Jesus. If this thing comes back to the 200, that is about 180-ish. If they had an astronomical move that started here, and this is over relatively short term, so I'm on the daily. Um, but it has moved considerably. And I think I drew my fib here. So just from December 30th to yesterday's earnings, it moved over 100 points. It could easily give back 50 of those, just very logically. Um, on the 4 hour, we've already, just before market opens, we've already lost the 2150. And if we're looking for it could be 235 by the end of this week.
I'm definitely seeing 259 easily. And based
Mm-hmm.
on the ATR, about $10 a day. Uh-huh. Let me see what the contracts looked like yesterday on card.
They were, well, so earnings was yesterday, so I feel like everything's probably bloated right this second.
Mm, that was the case. So let me see what I gave them. Of course, the Delta Airlines put Palantir. Palantir puts. And so I think Palantir is very similar to, if I remember correctly, to
Let me go pull that chart. I feel like before I even pull it, 95 is an easy target.
yeah, I got 197 to 100, um, which is a nice pullback. And so I had a couple put options, I think, on that. But again, it's the same situation. We have to wait to see where the options prices open because I don't expect them to be anywhere near where they were yesterday. But yesterday, the implied volatility wasn't bad on these contracts. Hmm.
For Palantir, no. So I believe what dropped Palantir was Trump stating that he was going to significantly cut defense spending.
Hmm. Let me think about that for a second.
If I had to guess, or an inference.
So,
Um,
I didn't
that's what I
see
wanted
that,
to
but
look at. I don't think.
that's interesting. Cut defense spending. I have to
Are you
look
on Truth
at
Social?
who their who their contracts are with. Because I think they do have a lot of commercial business, and that
Mhm.
once a company is embedded with them, it's kind of like there's no way out almost. Once they're in those systems, their
Mhm.
security systems, it is difficult to want to make a switch. So I want to look at that's something that I'll look at later today is how much of their revenue is from defense contracts versus just regular commercial clientele. Um,
And so I haven't been playing Meta. I wouldn't say I don't normally, but it's not usually, it's just been moving kind of wildly. And I keep missing it, so I'd committed not to chasing it. But I saw an article last night on Meta, and why it's been down the last 2 days because it just dropped out of the middle of nowhere. And so what they were saying is there's some sort of, I don't want to say some sort of EU regulation, but basically they now have so many subscribers to WhatsApp in the European Union that they're going to fall under some sort of regulation, which I feel like is really a nothing burger and a and just a reason for a pullback, honestly. But I feel like there might be some potential trades there, um, because at the end of the day, they're already regulated in other countries. Facebook is, they own Facebook. WhatsApp, but WhatsApp, and they're probably just going to have the same team of people who regulate that for or monitor that for Facebook, just translate that same knowledge and the same policies into the WhatsApp regulation. So I don't see that it's really, really a thing, to be honest with you. So I think Meta is down on nothing, and it's one of the um, first things that's going to run.
Now, are you thinking, let me see, let me look at Meta. I think, well, obviously, it was just thinking needed a pullback. I still think that Meta gets to $1,000 this year, and I looked at contracts out to 1,000, and they were um pretty expensive. So I try to be
I would
conscious
imagine.
of our audience and their risk tolerance. Uh, but I do think that hopefully we get a deeper retrace so I can get some $1,000 Januaries or something like that.
I'm gonna look at them. Like I said, I haven't played Meta in months and months and months and months, actually. Um, and I was surprised. It was down 20 something dollars yesterday. Yeah, I think 23%, like 2 days in a row. So wouldn't be surprised at a nice
I'm
bounce.
definitely looking for some good puts as I'm scrolling through this list this morning. Let me just update the news real quick. See if there are any noteworthy price target adjustments, upgrades, downgrades. I think with the exception of say Intel and those semiconductors smaller than Intel, I'm gonna look more closely at Nvidia. See, right now this morning it's printing some green candles, but I don't know. I'm kind of. Oh, there's another thing I want to talk about banks too. Um, I think they start to take a back seat to some of these smaller companies. Because MU's not really moving, AMD is not really moving right now. Hopefully, we see a change tomorrow. But what I think for the past couple days, or maybe a couple days ago, I talked about fintech. And so I read something that said that, and I know you like to trade, or I know in the past at least you traded Visa, MasterCard have been some of your faves, that they are, banks in general, starting to lose ground to these fintech apps like SoFi and NU, um, Ally, just because of their agility, low overhead compared to brick and mortar banks, traditional banking model. So those are two things that are interesting. I will be looking at what fintech is doing. Um, how I feel about SoFi and what these
For
smaller.
giggles, I think I'm gonna go look at a Visa chart. Like I own some somewhere and some AXP. Palantir looks pretty juicy, but let's see. Definitely want to see what that looks like.
DraftKings. Yeah, we called DraftKings, I don't know, 2 weeks ago maybe. They just got an upgrade. While you're looking at banks, I'm going to see what DraftKings has been up to since we called it. Oh, nice. The last 3 days. Check what
Let's look at
Bitcoin is
it.
doing since,
Holy crap.
since
I really need to go check
what
that
do you say?
portfolio. That I know we were buying American Express in like the 90s and $100 range, and it's sitting at 309 today. Um, I like to trade what I like to trade. I haven't traded these things in some years. And I think part of the appeal back then was, starting out trading more affordable contracts. Because I remember when Visa and MasterCard and American Express, to kind of to your point, with the fintech or whatnot, they were making some yeah. Okay, I need to go find where I own these American Express shares. I think is the the gist here, but it's actually had a nice move this year. There's some decent range in there. Hmm. It's not something I would rule out. Let's take a look at Visa because well, Jiminy Crickets. All right,
Let me
absolutely.
look.
And it's funny because maybe some of our viewers are like, well, how do you not know what you have? We are investors first. Um, we're definitely investors first, and we started out buying and holding. So I own quite a few shares of all three of these, that I set it and forgot about it because I don't necessarily want to say what I was instructed to do, but when I bought them, the intent was never really to sell them. It was to own them because they were good blue chip stocks, that were going to appreciate over time, and and this has been a relatively short time to triple quadruple money. So these are probably going to get a little bit more attention from me, these days, um, in terms of some options. Thank you, Leslie.
Mm-hmm. I am. It's time for us to get our accounts
Oh yeah.
logged in and all that stuff. We got 5 minutes. So let me do that real quick. Go through my routine of finding where the trades are. Um,
Mhm. I
but I
like it.
want
I like
to
it. Yeah, I'm gonna look at a few things.
6-3.
Interesting. We're not really down on anything. Well,
No, I
not.
think there's some things that I have seen, like Cell H. I jumped in a Cell H contract or two. Um, say 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago. Put some time on the contract. It probably wasn't even that long ago, and it just stayed stagnant. It retraced with everything else, and then it stayed stagnant, and now it's moving again with absolutely no good reason, other than the expiration of the contract. And so I expect that a lot of these March and April contracts that we have will start to do really, really well tomorrow. But again, I want to look at some puts, some potential puts, because we are, like I talked about yesterday, man, a black swan event. With the way I am very long on the market would piss me off, certainly. But so we call, for example, a Tim put that is doing awesome. Oklo put doing awesome. I think we should definitely look to short Carvana back down to this 260 level. And as a matter of fact, I think that is what I'm going to be looking at when the market opens. Let's
So
get
yeah.
it. Where's that window? Stock options volume leaders. Let's see. SMCI calls going crazy. Mm, all right, let's get
Like I
to.
said, if I'm not mistaken, it likes this 5772. I saw that number a few times yesterday, and when I just looked, that's exactly where it was. Let's see if we get a bounce in meta. Upstart seems to be moving. Um, that Baba, man, that Baba. That's all I can say is that Baba.
You is it in the money? You just put some 140s in the chat a day or two ago.
Hmm. No, it was in the money ever so slightly, but it's come back down. But it's trading 138.23 right up as of this moment, so close enough. Like
All
that's gonna
right.
be a nice payout. You still in them Amazon puts? No, you closed them because it was getting on your nerves. I was about to say
I
because
closed them.
Amazon
What is it doing?
putting.
I knew it was. I just, I have issues with patience. Um, Real issues with patience, and but what typically happens is when I sell, it moves for everybody else that didn't sell. So thank me later. Um, Looking for a Carvana put, but why do they
Yeah, I
have
don't
the
think you're gonna be able to really find a good one
Yeah,
until
we got 2 minutes. I'm just trying to get an idea where I know what my price target is. Um,
and so what is
mm,
your timeline on that Carvana put?
I've
Because
seen
I think if
Carvana
we're
move
buying,
even.
I was gonna say if we're buying time,
I'm
hmm,
really looking at March, maybe April at the latest, because I think the ATR is about $10 a day. But I think that did they just report?
right, that
We
230 is
we just
looking
talked about
very,
this.
very, very scrumptious. 230, two
You
thirty
think?
five.
Oh my, let's see. Let's get it ready.
On the
CVNA.
hourly, it's sitting at the 200. I don't think it's going to hold, especially with the over 100 points worth of movement in
It's sitting
less than 6 days.
below. There we go. Market's moving.
Yep,
It's below that 200. It's going to give you a little
just
pop,
it's.
I think, into the
Hmm.
2150 and then sell off. So let me refresh these contracts.
Mhm. Oh. Market's open, market's open, market's open.
Mm,
Okay.
hmm.
Exiting. No, I don't think I'm exiting my PDD, but we are.
So the 228, 225, although I know it'll never get there. Let me sort these by date.
Mm, Apple is moving.
And Tesla is dropping.
Don't
Let me
fall
see.
for it. I don't want to say don't fall for it, but Tesla has been, well, Tesla has been Teslaing. Um, these, Jesus, I am so annoyed with myself. I sold my 250s yesterday, but they were in decent profit, so that's fine because cash is definitely a position.
Wait
Look
a
at
damn minute. Hold on a second here.
Carvana. Like Carvana doesn't. I don't know how long are we gonna wait for this pop.
So what pop? I'm getting in. I'm looking for my contract right now.
Oh,
Um, and I had it and I lost it. It's a 225. I just can't remember what the expiration date was, whether it was March or April.
mm,
225. Hmm. 225 next week is not looking bad, honestly.
uh-uh.
230s. It's a freaking open interest. So March 21st, 230
And I
is
was
the
actually
deal.
looking, just debating here. I don't want to
Yeah,
debate too long. Shit.
right. It's steadily
Uh,
pointing at printing a red candle. This is taking much longer than I want it to be. So we're at
Interesting. There is no
261.
volume on the March 14th 240, and I don't know why that is.
I think I'm just going to make this easy and do a 321 250 because you kind of can't go wrong. Let's see,
No.
37. Come on here.
What is the old lady down there complaining about? Um, Clear cash. Okay, great. Um, like, are you freaking kidding me?
The spread is insane.
That's what I'm looking at.
The spread is crazy town. If I can get in at the bid, I'm gonna enter a March 7th. Let's see.
Okay, and I was looking at March 14th, but neither here nor there.
Well, what's that March 14th?
Let's see. It has no volume, but
This is not bad. So 228, 250 is the spread is not insane. I'm gonna try to get in that one. And then I can roll it once things settle.
yeah, I think March 7th is actually probably pretty safe.
If I get a red close, I'm looking at the 5 minute chart and that closed red. If I get one more red candle, I'm not gonna wait for it. I'm gonna make sure I got filled. and I didn't.
Yeah,
Oh
that's I'm just like, come on.
no, it did get filled, so that's good. Boom, executed at 550. View portfolio, place another trade. I'm not gonna do a lot of trading today. I'm going to
Nope.
offset what I got going on with some puts and 250 again. Damn. So I got filled at 550, and when I went back to get more, it was 695. What happened?
Listen, these 240s for 3.7 don't want to flip and fill.
Let's look at some other stuff. So I had Palantir puts, DAL puts,
So they
um,
finally freaking filled. All right.
Palantir. What else?
Um. Okay, so let me go back to looking. Well, there's that
Palantir
pop I was looking for on Meta.
and DAL. Oh, I was chintzy. Um, it was
Mm,
pop you were looking for on what?
Meta.
Okay. So if you're in the mentor shit, let me put this chart up real quick. So I can show them in real time.
I,
Palantir.
this Carvana, I think. Okay. Carvana is going to put. It's going to put quite nicely.
But
That's
Tesla
probably
is
what my trade
dropping like
today.
a rock right now.
What's
And I'm
dropping
not
today?
surprised by that at all. We talked about it last night in training, how it was right at, I believe it was the hourly chart, but it was right below the 200 um,
On which stock?
on Tesla. Tesla
Um,
is down $10 ish. Palantir. Let's see what my Palantir puts look like now. Because that is really my entry. Let me look at the 15 real quick. I'm going to give it some more. A little
oh
more
yeah,
time, let it get.
that's a nice.
Ben, this is
Oh,
actually my entry.
Intel's trying to be a little green candle today. Fine. Okay. Keep it coming, Carvana. Just keep doing what you're doing. We might see 240 on Carvana today, baby.
That would be nice. It would
Wouldn't
be
it
really,
though?
really nice. 321, 100 Palantir puts. Oh, let's refresh. All right, let me see if I can get filled on Carvana at the bid again. Limit 555. And then I'm going to get a $100. That's not what I meant to do. Get a $100 PLTR. $100 strike put for March 21st. Let's look. Yeah, that's a guarantee. I think this 92 level is probably also guaranteed, but
Palantir. I did not get any Palantir puts. Let me let me. Oh, I was so busy trying to get this daggone Carvana to fill.
usually I just do market orders, but not today, Satan, because it is spreads are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to look at a few
Oh yeah, that's
things.
ridiculous. What? Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I was about to say that's because I'm looking at. Oh, yeah, next week's 95s look delicious.
For what?
Palantir.
Hmm.
Okay. Alrighty.
So to me, this looks like Tesla will be putting for the rest of the day down to 347, I think.
That would be nice.
I'm now down 12% on Intel for June though. So I think a deal happens before June. Oklo put we called the other
The
day
Oklo
and
has been putting for like a week now, ma'am. Which you called. Um,
Tim, everything that just had a hell of a run is retracing. Let me get to the right list over here so we can find the runners. Again, damn it, not nuclear, quantum computing. Let's see if we can get to chat some good entries on quantum computing. I need to do a commercial here. I need to do a plug. If you are considering seeking options training or really trying to learn options trading, I would suggest that you be very selective about who you choose as a mentor. And I would also go as far as to say that I am not aware of, and if there were, I would tell you. I can tell you all of the futures traders that are better future traders than me and will. But I just honestly am not aware of a better pair of options traders. I don't give a damn if their chart is $5 a month. I mean their chat, I'm sorry. If their Discord is $5 a month. Um, there may be some people out there that are doing well and calling good plays. But as far as teaching and training, I don't think that a better pair exists. And so I would engage us about the mentorship. But a part of the reason we do this every morning is so that you can get to experience for yourself our acumen, our trading acumen. So your 140 is in profit. Your
it should
140
be.
dollar call,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna get paid on Carvana because I think that 227. If it goes to 227, I bought 250s. So when we get to 227, I'm hanging up.
I
Okay.
put 240s.
I don't care
But I
what
mean, it
time
is
it
what it
is.
is. They're already up 30%, and the open interest is rising significantly.
Oklo, holo.
We're taking you off the screen. I think the only thing my little Tink Tink Ave go from the other yesterday, I want to say.
Now, what would be the reason that, other than options expirations tomorrow, is uh, what I'm thinking for this stuff to be, oh, and we are still in the first 15 minutes, for this stuff to be
Hmm.
dropping like it is this morning.
That's the only thing I got. Let's see where this Carvana go. Carvana go.
So we had some DAL 60s. Everything is dropping. But the
Hmm.
DSL 60s would have been a good entry right at the open.
Well,
Let's see.
everything's not dropping. Um, Apple's actually doing fair to Midland.
Oh my God, that
But
must be a DC thing because my DC cousin says that.
fair to
His
Midland.
mother said it, and so he says it, and that is the only person other than you just now that I've ever heard say that.
I have to take a brief intermission because my laptop is going to die and my charger is downstairs. So give me a second to climb Mount Everest. I'll be right back.
Do your thing. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna do what I usually do around this time and kind of go through my list and see if I see any opportunities developing at good levels that I like to enter at. QFIN was one we were in. Nope. And I'm looking for stuff that is trading off the 200 on a higher time frame is one of the things that is an easy indicator for me of a good potential trade. And so this is good. This is a potential good entry. So I'm gonna flag that one. Come back to it after I called coin puts yesterday on the live, I believe. Myra and Riot as well. So let's just check. Assist is accurate. Assist is generally pretty accurate. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, good people.
DVN. Ooh. Okay. So DVN, I've already got it flagged. Natasha's back. Natasha, these energy stocks. New core BVN is that one that your lovely politicians and
Why they're gonna be my lovely
professional day
politics?
traders
Yeah.
interesting.
Ooh,
One,
look at Carvana putting.
hold
All
on,
right,
let me
let's
look.
take a look at what Meta is doing. It's trying to.
Yes, Carvana, come on down at $20. I know you can do it. I know you can do
Right.
it. Tim, these are all puts that so I'm gonna go through the puts that were called this week. Tim was called. Oklo was called a put up here. I've been in the Amazon put for far too long, but you can see it slowly. This is what pisses me off. I don't like this slow, protracted movement. I like moves like this one. So I exited that. What else did we call? I call coin puts. And they are successfully putting. Let's see. And quietly as it's kept, I entered Tesla puts. So there's that. But I might want to enter another Tesla put.
I wouldn't call it funny, but we definitely took our money because we were originally in calls. We took our call money and waited. And
Yeah.
I just keep talking about because it's important to me that people take their profit when they see it, right? I have a gentleman in Canada. I, he's not a part of any of our mentorships. So you're trading the American markets, that's fine. If I were you as a novice trader, I wouldn't be entering anything that expired next week. We have a short week and we've got some other things going on. He texted me yesterday like I should have listened. Well, of course you should have.
People
Um,
get these ideas from these other, I'm not gonna call them scam, but
he
from
told me
these
who he was
other
listening to because
people
I
that
was
they learn from about how to trade, and it doesn't make sense, especially not for a new person.
well, and he said he said, "Oh my God, I guess he was playing Palantir." And, that's not something I've played here recently. But he was playing Palantir, and he said, but it was supposed to go up. He was like, "I left to go get my kids, and when I came back, everything was down. It just dropped out the sky." Well, number one, why'd you buy that contract? What told you to buy that contract? He's like, "Well, it was supposed to go up." And then he
Based
mentioned
on
something
what?
about it. Wait a minute, that's what I said. Based on what? I said, "What chart did you see that on?" And he said, "Well, I saw the two soldiers." Two soldiers? What are you talking about? So he told me, and we will investigate. He told me who
I know
he's
what
been
he's talking
following.
about, but I could have sworn that you needed at least three soldiers. Could be wrong. Could be wrong.
I don't know. But he was very
Um,
disappointed.
Let me look at. So I'm gonna walk you guys through a little deeper because this is an entry for me. And I called QBTS, I don't know, 10 days ago or so. But I want to just confirm my thesis here because I'm looking at a January 2026 $2 ish contract with a $10 strike price. I'm just reading. But so I like to come over here if I'm going to trade something that I'm not really familiar with, and I like to see at least rising revenue. I want to check and see what they do, if it's something that makes sense. Engages in the development and delivery. It provides customers with access to the company's quantum computing systems. So to me, that number one makes me want to slap Wang Jensen again
Wow.
because he said it wasn't ready, but here they are selling it to people. So that was BS. But that kind of confirms the net income is hell, but revenue is rising, and I feel like eventually that will come back together, particularly with government contracts. So I'm probably going to be entering that, but I want to look at
Go ahead,
some more
TD.
of this quantum computing stuff since that seems to be where the money is rotating right now. And also
Baby.
biotech. Look at Tesla. And now I'm sitting up here talking about all this BS. And look at
It seems
Nvidia.
like a day to listen to run some
OMG.
puts, take your profit, and see what them long term calls look like. But I know that you like hymns
Yeah, I do. For a long term play, I definitely do.
for a long term play. Yeah, it might be setting up for some of that long term plan you'd like to do with it.
Um,
I don't think just yet, but um, you had a really nice retrace on that.
ARQQ. What do they do? I was not excited by this thing. Quantum cloud, quantum encryption. I mean, it's a thing. Um, but QUBT, where are you? QFin, I know I want to be in. QUBT, there we go. Quantum inspired computing. Eh, nope. There's one that is, they all start with Q, so let's make it easy. There's one that is a quantum biotech company that I'm looking for. Is it QNTM? Yep, I think it's QNTM.
Mm, mm-mm. Damn, NVIDIA.
I know, I know. Oh my god. I think I said that.
I'm
Um,
actually kind of
gosh,
liking
yeah.
App Lovin'. Um, let me take a look.
Everything though. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
QFin, sort. Well, mhm.
Mm,
Okay, this is market wide. I have to check the news because this is fairly sweeping
mm-hmm.
um, event, it seems. Somebody must have said something that we're not aware of.
Mm, I'm just looking at my little news sources. Mm,
This is exactly what we've been talking about for the last 2 days.
mm-hmm.
Um, is that if you wake up to something like this, is it going to end your trading career?
Could be eating ramen. Let me stop.
Shut. Mm, I'm supposed to be that one. I'm bad cop.
Okay.
Hmm. You gotta
Okay.
be finding something in the news that explains what the hell is going on right now.
I am looking. I am looking. And I am also.
Enter inputs.
Hmm.
Hmm. What else should I
Even
call?
better. My
How is
girlfriend's
you?
flight is delayed. Gotta love it. Now I don't have to run around. I mean, I do, but I don't. Look at SMCI drop like a rock. Mm,
This is
I'm
another one of
looking.
those situations where I want to see if the 200 holds it. Um, it's also, uh, to me, just like I said, they get everybody on the bullish side buying those contracts, and then they pull the rug from under you, and they make you sit till next month's expiration. So that could
Mhm.
very well be this.
Very well could be. I'm up 98, 100% on Palantir.
Nice. I can't even look at my trades because I'm trying to make it to some green in my watch list.
Um,
Everything. And this is 280-ish companies. And oh my God, 80% of it is red.
yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. Like, not at all. It's fine.
Me either. It's just rare that I see this.
Well, and I know your your preference is to trade puts. So,
Hmm.
hmm
MRS was a call from the other day. MRUS was a call from the other day, though. So that's good. I'm trying to see as well what is not experiencing whatever this is we're experiencing, and what is lining up at my 200 moving average. Hmm.
it is not looking good for app on this weekly chart. Mm, I don't think we
So
get
like I talked about, like we talked about, I think in the pregame, or maybe it was just early in the live. What I see is some energy, quantum computing, and biotech.
You know what is green and by a good little chunk, LRCX, which you know is one of my favorite little bitties.
I think I saw something
I think
about that this
Palantir is gonna
morning.
get in the money.
Let's peek.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm in the money. I got 100, so I'm in the money.
Oh, I
Keep
bought
going.
95s.
I think it's going to 92.
We'll take that. We like
It
it.
might go deeper than that.
You know.
What was the other one? Hold on, let me look at shop.
What was the other one?
Mm.
Um,
Oh,
this was
damn.
almost like I don't want to
You
say
just
it's
entered it at the open, Natasha. What was it?
we're in Carvana,
Carvana. There you
Palantir.
go. I was about to
Mm,
say both of us can't have horrible memories.
what are you eating?
Hershey's Kisses. I'm eating my Amazon inventory.
Listen, we are not. I, I, I'm. You know what?
You
I'm
know
just
how
gonna
we go.
let you live, ma'am. I'm
We
gonna
go
let you
home.
live. I'm gonna let you live on the Hershey's Kisses thing.
Somebody's saying stuff in the chat. Let me open it on the side here and see if we can see it.
Let's see. Chat.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm, no ice on
Sheena
the
said no
runway
ice on the runway. Sheena, that was the craziest explanation that I
Oh, okay.
heard for such a thing. That the plane girl, you know. But
Well, my bad. Shucks. Okay.
so far we've entered Carvana puts and Palantir puts, and so excuse me for chewing my Hershey's Kisses in your ear, but I'm going to PLTR. Let's put those side by side. Oh wait, what the hell? Palantir CVNA.
I got
So
too many.
one thing I teach in my mentorship, we have live training on Wednesdays, and we'll be starting to have now there'll be live trainings on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but it's the concept of letting price trade through the moving averages and then find trade back into them, find support or resistance, and then this is your entry off of the 200 moving average. It's very easy, very duplicable, very consistent. And so I think personally that this technical analysis thing that intimidates a lot of people has become very simple at this stage. Um, but and honestly, a lot of the people in the mentorship and the mastermind are reporting that they have a much deeper understanding than they did when they started. My messenger is going off. I'm gonna have one more Hershey's Kiss and check messages. Mm, I'm
So
gonna look at-
something that you said yesterday, Leslie, um, and we talked about it, but for people not having all of their money tied up into one thing and allowing, so you open up red a day like today and you got nothing, right?
Ooh.
Being able to have money to place that next trade
Mm-hmm.
is crucial.
Yep. 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 What? So, Intel. What's this news, real quick? It also fell 5.8% despite a 35.1% weekly gain. Layoffs forecasted. No stuff. Hmm. Let me think outside of the box. Natasha, I'm going to take my charts down
Okay.
so I can look at some news real quick. Um, How do I do that? Where is that?
Well, I'll just switch it. I'll turn mine back on. There we
Okay.
go.
See what I see. Oh, what happened with the economic? What time is that stuff?
What stuff? Just the general economic reports.
Jobless. So we had that already. Is that what this is about?
No, not at all. That happens at 8:30 in the morning.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that happens at 8:30 in the morning. Let's see what contracts I still have open. Palantir puts, Carvana puts. My Intel is taking a little bit of a beating.
Who is?
Intel,
Hmm.
but that's listen. If we can't get even by by next June, July. Interestingly enough, they're trying to. Let's go take a pop over here to see what Palantir is doing.
So this is my entry
Palantir
on
is trying to catch a
QBTS.
little
I'm
bit of a
gonna
bid.
take those January $10 QBTS calls right now.
Okay.
Just so you guys know,
So it
called.
appears on the daily. Of, it appears to me on the daily. If we're looking at the daily, Palantir is trying to get held up by the 21. But let's see. This 4 hour is not looking too good for it, as we're below the 2150, and we're below all of the moving averages.
Which are you looking at and what time frame?
So Palantir. And
Mm.
so on the daily, we're sitting right at the 21. The 4 hour though, we've traded back below the 2150. It just caught a little bounce. We're actually trying to. Oh, well, the candle just started the hour. On the hourly, was trying to print green, but we're 7 minutes in. But it on the hourly, it's below all the moving averages. So it's either reclaim or die. The
That's a
382.
done deal. So
Mm-hmm.
let
The
me just
382
look
is like
at what you looking
84.
at.
So that's Palantir. Let's go take a look at Carvana. Poor little Tink Tink trying to Tink Tink. It's almost the same picture. Almost the same picture. It's still holding the weekly, but if we hit, ooh, it looks like 226 is the next thing to stop it. Like,
So
um,
Carvana has at, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
At 236, we got to deal with the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. But
Hmm.
if we get there and bounce, we're good, you know? So that's something to watch. 236 is in the way of our glory. And Palantir is a long way away. So if it breaks this 96.91, you're going to 89, but probably into the lower 80s. So good with those trades. And I did say I wasn't going to trade a lot this morning. So I
You
don't
did.
know.
I'm just. I don't really like anything to the upside right this second.
Everything's still red over here. But I'm trying to find another put worthy of taking.
Mm, mm.
Something from traditional there's an S&P. Everything in my watch list is, for the most part, I'll say 90% of my watch list is stuff that
Well,
most
I'll
people
tell you
are
what's
trading.
holding a while. Let's go take a look. Uh,
Say what now?
so I'm looking, but so like Meta is down, but not really a whole lot. Apple keeps trying to be a little green, but it's not doing too well. Um, I'm getting ready to go find an Apple chart, is what I'm getting ready to do. Mhm. Because if Apple breaks, it's got a nice little move. Mm.
This is going to be, I have a feeling. All right, Tesla bounced at the 886. I have a feeling that this is going to be a lesson um, for some folks. More than likely, it's going to be a lesson that they've set through 100 times already. But we talked this up. We talked about this for a good 3 days. This baby black swan.
I still haven't quite figured out what it is, though.
Me either. I got distracted. I'm gonna check bar chart and see if they have any.
Like, yeah, a lot of that stuff just pops up on my news feeds. Mm, Apple has some room to come down. It's just a matter of will it. Go ahead, Carvana. I love you so much, Carvana. Mhm. The spreads are still ridiculous on Carvana, but
That one contract though, they were not bad, and I was able to get in right at the bid. The 250, I believe it
I
was.
mean, I'm quite happy, with where we landed. Um, but Apple might have some decent downside potential. There's a couple of things that are just kind of strong today, and not so much. They're just kind of stronger. Like Meta's only down less than 1%. Apple is literally down only 16 cents. Um, but if it's going to be market wide, there's um, a good opportunity. Whew, do I want to buy some more Carvana? Is the question. That's the high on this nine.
What did you buy? 45s?
40s.
40s.
But mine are also for 3.7. Mm.
SWTX.
Do I want to take some Apple puts? I mean, I see about like short side
Mhm.
movement, maybe $4, but that's actually decent movement on an Apple contract, as we all know. So
I might buy some more applied today. I'm liking,
I might buy some more Grab today.
I like applied to go to fib levels.
Ooh,
So
look at
possibly
your
to
hands. It
12
ripped right to
bucks.
the 21 trying to bounce. Um, I'm quite happy to sit here and
You got one more day. Trade. Options. Where is my? Okay, that's over here. So I need to chill. Go back
oh,
to
you know
this.
what else? I feel like you called coin puts earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what am I
I
trying to buy? Applied. Mm, so June calls, and you can buy shorter contracts if you are listening. Um, you can definitely buy shorter contracts on these. I just prefer to have more time for my trades to run. And so I like the applied June $10 call. It's in the money. Let's see what January looks like.
Did you buy shares or contracts yesterday?
Of what?
You called applied yesterday.
I bought contracts. Do I want to buy more contracts? Now that I'm thinking about that, I do have two different positions in apply, and I'm like, let me find something else. And what it is, yeah, I'm a get something short and make some quick money on this. I'm gonna go with an April. $10 is relatively cheap. Um, I'm gonna get a few of these guys and just make a quick flip on apply because it's one of those, the one thing, well, not the one thing, but it's one of the things in the watch list that are set up on the higher time frame, and I didn't really miss the entry.
Let's just take a
Give me a
look.
second.
Apple is back green again. Interesting.
How green though?
Not
Because
very. But with all the drawdown that we're seeing, the fact that is, we talked about the quest for anything green for real, right? Like Apple, and I think I mentioned to you Meta was holding pretty well. I'm not at all concerned about my puts. Um,
I
yeah,
just entered some applied $10 for next month, and I'm gonna ride those out for today, and then I'm gonna get the hell out. Um, because I do have some. I'm guessing I probably had some Junes and Januaries or something like that.
I am.
Now you said you want to get more grab.
I'm buying shares. So,
I think this is a great place to buy shares. Actually, um, let's get to the right account. Place another trade. 486, I think, is a really good place. Uh, Cause I can't imagine us going much lower than $5 ever on this. And this they on bad news right now.
hmm so yeah, I just like to sit and watch my puts to put. Like I said, I think that Meta is really down on a nothing burger. So I think Carvana is just, I don't know, maybe trying to get people excited to turn around and take their money because I I don't know what's popping to where, nowhere. Um, though Meta, like I said, I think Meta has already kind of taken its beating. Um,
Thank
yeah,
you, because I had not bought Grab shares yet. So thank you for that.
you're welcome. Palantir's trying to retake 100. Again, I don't. It's hourly. Mm,
It's
that's,
right in between this. So it bounced at my 618. It turned around on a dime. And the 101.67 is my point 0.5. And so I think that it's just going to turn around here. Let's see. Mm-hmm. I think we get another red candle.
oh, yeah, for sure.
What was the other one? Let's see what Shopify is doing. Etsy reported. I want to look at them just for craps and giggles.
And I
Whoa.
think we see what happens at 10:30. Yeah, I think we definitely get another juicy red candle, actually.
And then the other one was
What's the low of the
Carvana.
day here? The low of the day was 95.80. I think we could probably get back there. Carvana, what are you doing? I don't really see too much anything. I don't see any, but I don't see any compelling reason for it to rise again either. You know what I mean? Like I think it's just uh just done. Not done falling, not done putting. That's why I bought my puts. Like I said, yeah, I'm 3-7 for my put.
I'm
Um,
gonna roll mine at some point, but let me 227, 236 to 227. I think is possible. Anything deeper than that is great. Mm, I'm not even gonna look at those trades because I'll be tempted.
which trades?
The Carvana and the Palantir, how much they're up.
Well, you bought
Um,
100s. We just crossed back across. Well, it just hit 101 on Palantir, and it's coming back down.
it is let me just pull this up real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. with the Fed. I'm hungry. I say that every day. That's time number one. Um,
That's not the first time I've heard that today. It might be the first time they've heard it.
oh, you see
That's
how
not.
it just went to the 618, turned around on a dime,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're thinking about what we're gonna do at the point five level. But I think it's going to trade up into the 21. If it doesn't turn around here, it'll trade up into the 21 and then trade off again. So if
Yep.
I see that, I'll probably add at that point. This is what I was talking about this morning, commercial business growth on that
Oh, for
one.
Palantir.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Am I
All
gonna
right.
sell these shares? I was up 150% on my Jet AI shares or so yesterday. And the last time I looked today, I was up like 88%, 90%. So I'm wondering if I want to sell those. And let me see. Maybe. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a thing. Uncle Sam is going to jump on me. Do you, you hear me? Is going to get me.
It's gonna be all
Eight
right.
point three. Capital gains everywhere. I
Well,
just looked at AIFF to see, and
better
it
than no
has
gains
been,
anywhere.
huh?
So I said it's better than no gains anywhere.
That's true. That's how I look at it. I'll be like, listen, I'm taking Google's approach. If you saw my post the other day about Google's situation in, I don't know, I think it was Italy, then you know what I mean. I mean,
I did not.
their tax strategy is, if they don't say nothing, we ain't gonna say nothing, which I
I
think is so
mean,
funny. And then as soon as somebody's like, "Hey, you owe us $3 billion in taxes," they're like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Here go your money."
well, I guess that's definitely one way to do it, now, isn't it?
Our bad. What is it? What do they say? It's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission.
Absolutely, amen.
That's Google's approach to taxes.
Oh, well,
Data. Oh my goodness. Data bridge. Look at DBRG.
TBRG. Okay. Digital Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this thing has been all over the place.
Look, you got to go all the way up to the weekly to really get an idea of.
That's actually exactly where I started. Nice. And ooh, it printed a real nice green candle, yeah, yesterday, and a huge one to
I had
oh.
100s at the start of the year. I had 100s and 120s on Baba for June. Man, oh man.
It's okay.
There's more
Horizontal looks
green
like
in
it's
this list
kind of
now, it seems
finished
like.
putting. Looks like yeah, DataBridge is a nice chart. Do they DBRG? Do they have options?
I would think so. I'm looking to see what exactly they do and why they're in this list. Digital infrastructure, cell towers, data centers. Oh, that's why they're in the list. Positive net income. Let's see if they have. I don't know if you're looking or not, but DBRG. It doesn't seem like it. Oh, wait, maybe. Yep, they do. Okay. I was looking for another data center play other than applied, and this is it. And there's an insane amount of open interest on that $10 March contract. Wonder.
March 21 for the monthly.
Yeah, but you can get a $13 January 2026 for under $2.
Oh, see, I like them numbers.
Right? Let me see. Where do I want to put that? Place another trade. I like my thought is I missed the entry. The entry was that daily candle ago. And so to kind of offset that, just put some time on it. What did I say the contract was? $13 January 2026. $15 January 2026. Hmm. And then I want to I try to layer it a little bit. Mhm. But my concern is, I feel like we're gonna go to 1277, and then we're gonna retrace half of this move. So right now, I'm just gonna buy my Januaries.
I mean, yeah, if you watch it though, you'd be all right.
If I remember to watch it, then. But I doubt it. I doubt it. So I'm just gonna. And the spread is not crazy. Am I gonna see? Well, E-Trade. One thing I like about E-Trade is they fill you at the best price. They don't just. Oh well, yeah, not that time. It's retracing right now. Okay, what else? Crescendo. I've been talking about crescendo, like I just been mentioning it, but I never was like, okay, let's really do something about crescendo. And now
Well,
it's
what would you like to do about crescendo?
nothing at this point. Wait for a retrace. It has gapped up. I don't know. Am I still showing my charts?
Um,
What do they do? Let's see.
you are still showing your charts.
Oh, they report soon. Let's close some of this stuff. Nice revenue. Now we got positive net income, and they cloud business services, cloud telecommunications. I know it's gonna be a thing. I just don't know how big of a thing it's gonna be. So
Um,
did you tell me to buy applied shares today? Did we buy applied shares?
no, we bought grab shares.
I think
I think we would buy
$10 was
applied
nice.
contracts.
I'm gonna buy some shares because I think $10 is the lowest we are gonna get.
And I'd be sitting here like, I'm not gonna spend no money today. And the next thing you know, I done bought 1,000 grab shares. No, let me
But
stop.
so this is the thing. Oh, we're not able to find. Oh, I'm in the wrong area. The conversation that we just had, we didn't really have a conversation about it, but you were talking about buying those bank contracts, bank shares several years ago, and what that's looking like for you now. So,
Yeah, and I know you remember when, when we was trading that stuff. It's like, oh,
mhm. Those used to Visa and Mastercard used to be your thing.
listen, a very
Um,
affordable contract. Yeah. very affordable contracts, moved pretty good. All the things that you look for in a contract, especially when you're still honing your craft and you are learning something. So, um, yeah.
So, all right. So I have officially bought APLD shares 3 months late. I don't know what I was thinking about, but
It's okay.
I better than never because if I take this out to a much higher time frame, let me show you the magic of the fib, guys. I always talk about the 886 fib level. We have traded deeper than the 886 fib level, but now we're bouncing off of it. And so my target from this point is 17 bucks. But long term, we're looking at 70, $68. So I can wait. Now I have some shares. Let's look at the penny stocks real quick and see if I could talk Natasha into buying some penny stocks today. There were definitely some that I was like, oh yeah, this is one for the day. Let's find them. This was one. Look at this setup. So that
Mm.
is one. You gotta buy a crap ton of shares, but mm, all of these were set up because I was buying them. I bought STEM the other day. I bought some LITM. What else? I bought some HWAIF. I think Elon is interested in this. Somebody, there was some big name associated with this HWAIF thing. I bought some more FPay. See how it, not talking to you, Natasha. I know you know. But every time it comes down into this 200 level, we get a higher high. So just buying low and selling high instead of buying high and selling low. RXT, rack space.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna buy some RXT shares as well. Um, because I think that that is a cheap data center play. But I'm gonna give you back the screen because I know this is your time to find us some potential something, some potential trades.
Potential some well, you can give me back the screen. I have a really hard time with some of the action that we're seeing here. I'm really recommending the purchase of anything. um, I am very much waiting for a little later in the day just to see what they do. Because remember, everything that happens with the expiration happens with tomorrow morning's opening print. So until we get closer to the end of the day, and I mean probably like the last 3 to 5 minutes of the market, I'm definitely not buying anything to the upside. Um, Definitely not buying anything to the upside. Um, but I do see some opportunity, things that I'm very mindful of. I see some opportunity here on App 11. I see some opportunity here on Meta. Um, Look at like an hourly. So you look at what Meta is doing. Meta
Now on
just
App Loving, I would want to see it close that gap.
okay.
Um, on the I'm looking at the daily charts.
One
Yeah.
of those gaps is probably earnings. So I wouldn't
Uh-huh.
expect it to give back all of earnings, but a good chunk of it. Um,
You said Meta.
Hmm. I feel like Meta has already kind of taken its beating in the last couple of days, so it's down a scotch. Oh, it's just less than 1% today. Um, in my mind, it's been holding pretty well in the grand scheme of this dump it all, for sure. Um, and they have some room to go on the downside if you believe that that's what's going to happen. But I also think so. I think a couple of things with Meta. I think that in terms of room on the downside, but I also think that um, this pullback is going to make people want to get back in to reduce FOMO. Like, oh, I could have gotten it here. So I think it's supported pretty well here. I don't think at least what I'm seeing, I don't think we're going to see it go too much deeper. But I've been wrong before.
Hold on, which were you talking about? Because I'm in the middle of trying to double down potentially on Palantir.
Meta.
Um, Meta, okay,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
checking Carvana to see if I want to add to those.
Mm, I'm just glad I bought time. I'm still up 67% on Carvana, but I was up like 140. So
All right, let me see if there's another good put in here because I'm not like I know what's happening, but I don't want to buy and sit through the retrace consolidation on Palantir or Carvana. Um, on another contract. So
yeah, I think we got really good contracts at the beginning of the day, and I think that that's just kind of where we landish. Um, Jiminy Crickets, Goldman Sachs is down 4% today. And I don't know if anybody recalls some time ago, like, so it popped into that 370 earlier this week. Actually 375 as a matter of fact popped in. But I told you we were looking at this weeks and weeks ago, and if you're in the mentorship, then you heard me say that it pops and then it runs. It has got no, you're not getting no bounces, no love, no juice, no nothing, just straight down. And then when the put opportunity came, that it would be a good one. Um, 26 points in the first hour of the market. Yeah, that's about as good a put as you're going to see um, on GS.
I'm just looking. They got some news here. Oh no, these almost old. Um,
Mm,
hold on, somebody. I think somebody's sending me news.
that might have been Rochelle.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Let's
the,
see.
I had to chuckle on that one a little bit ago. Like, what are you going, girl? Mm, mm.
My
You see
message to talk about stop eating your inventory. I needed breakfast. What is
it.
this? Let's see. Okay, Michelle, sending me her
Trump
profit for the day.
Trump signs executive order ending use of taxpayer money to incentivize or support illegal immigrants. All right, that ain't it. That ain't
What was
it.
that?
Trump signed an order saying that we can't use taxpayer money to support illegal immigrants. It's like there's no surprise there. That has absolutely nothing to
The
do with what.
surprise there for me is that let me shut up. Just let me shut the hell up.
That his wife is whatever it is she is.
I don't think she's an illegal immigrant.
Oh no, she's not an illegal. You mean to tell me you think every one of Melania's people came here the right way?
No, I don't. And so henceforth, therefore,
Henceforth.
I'll be glad about my tax dollars not supporting them. Um,
Listen,
like
I don't mean to
I
have a
just
personal
wanted to make
memorandum
sense.
about this crap that's going on in my post office. Like, how about we use some tax dollars to support stuff like that?
I don't know how federal that is. They don't even own the real estate. I found the REIT that owns all of their real estate. So I don't even know how federal they are at this point.
You were saying that.
But I was just last night watching MRUS. I called it, so I don't think I'm in it myself, but I did call it. So that's some satisfaction. Um about the ridiculous things that we supporting, I don't know, confidence and mabumbu. Like what the fuck are we doing with our money right now to
Oh
the tune
yeah,
of
plays about diversity and inclusion in Tibet. Not necessarily Tibet, but
yeah,
yes.
but like, stuff like that. I don't care if they flush the money down the toilet or set it on fire because at this point that is basically what's happening. Um and so I support it. Burn that shit. Excuse my French.
The French sounded very much like English to me, ma'am.
Hmm. All right, so Carvana is doing what I want to see it doing. PLTR.
Hmm.
Volunteer is not yet where I want it to be. I'm watching Tesla because I think Tesla's gonna give me another opportunity at my put. I like to trade Tesla on Thursday.
Exactly. And this Thursday it just happens to be a put.
Carvana. Shopify.
Yeah, I think you're gonna get what you wanted.
I think Shopify can go. That's not a whole lot of range. But I think Shopify, now that I'm looking at it, has been
Oh,
to
dang.
the first profit target on the fib, almost to the second profit target on the fib. I think Carvana could trade back to 115. Not Carvana, I'm sorry.
I was about to say
Shopify.
115. Wait a minute. I was like, hold up.
I think Shopify. I think I'm being a thirst ball. Um, but I am. I'm looking for puts. The market is red.
And so just another shameless plug, I don't know how many people are able to make money on a bright red day like this. I think it scares some traders.
Now y'all got me wanting some ramen.
I told you, girl, the other day you had me wanting a tuna fish sandwich with some oodles and noodles.
Oh man.
If you
um
could have seen the look on my son's face, he was like, I love ramen. But he is also a 17-year-old boy.
we don't even have that kind of stuff here. At the DoorDash or what is it called that brings you the groceries?
Oh, Instacart.
Instacart. I gotta order some stuff today anyway. Some poly mailers and some other crap.
You better look in the Amazon Fresh. They'll bring you a steak.
I don't think we have that here. We don't have a Whole Foods nearby.
I mean, we do, but some of that stuff is coming from the regular grocery store.
Uh,
Like I would name a couple, but it would do you absolutely no good because you won't know what I'm talking about. But um, yeah,
so I think that um for me it's that period, and there's this difference, right? So for me it's that period where you get the retrace and the consolidation, at least on the stuff that I am am always looking at. Um, but like you said, we'll come back at not to the live, of course, but at the end of the day, I yesterday I slept till 3 o'clock after the live, and so around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and start looking again and see what else there is. I told everybody yesterday though to come to the lives. The best trades happen on the lives. And shop, not shop. I must be gonna get in shop. Carvana. Um.
Yeah, that Carvana trade is
Oh, I'm getting back. I'm getting some more. I'm getting some more.
some more what?
Carvana. Let me just check
I
pounds
went
here.
kind of heavy, so I'm just gonna stay with what I got. And I'm 2 weeks out. But yes, it hit a new low just a few minutes ago.
Mm,
Up, and there it is.
Girl, what is Carvana?
Mm-hmm.
There's
Trying to break
some
down into the, yeah, it just broke below 240.
5 point. I'm gonna go with 5.6. I'll go with 5.7. Mm-hmm.
Looks like Palantir is gonna restart putting again too. So
I just entered more Palantir. Um, See, this is a nice for me. This is oh god, I'm missing it. Wait a minute. So it's thirsty, but it's not thirsty because it's not 1,000 tickers. It's just two.
and they presented one hell of an opportunity today. Yes, yes, they did. Wow. Yep.
The spread is insane. Jesus Christmas.
On Carvana or Palantir because it was
I'm
terrible
looking
on
at
both earlier.
Carvana. What contract did you get? You got a March 7th something?
240.
240.
And my Palantirs are actually next week's 25s. I mean, not 25s, 95s. It gives them time to put.
I
And
think
just
I
in the
do
spirit of, so is it possible that these will put for 2 weeks? It's possible, not very probable. But for me, it was a form of risk management. We are already here at Thursday. So those little retraces and those little pops up and stuff like that. My
The
premium is
spread is just so undesirable.
um, but that's what took so long with my contracts filling before. And I think I get easily 200% plus on Carvana easily.
Because I think these are going to be sustained drops. I don't think it's going to
That's what I
bounce
say. I
today.
don't know if I'm yeah, the volume and open interest is moving quite nicely. I don't know.
I'm sorry for sure. Hold on.
Oh, I like that.
I'm kind of like at this point, I don't even need to enter Tesla, although it is printing the entry right now.
Don't do it. You said we're not being thirst buckets.
Thirst bucket, TSLA. That's only three tickers. Put, um, see if I can go out till next week. And I want to be at a. That's
Mm,
not bad. The spread is not crazy. All right, I'm done. I swear to God. Mom. I'm done. Now I gotta pay attention. I'm done. This time we got 10 minutes.
mhm. 10 minutes, now you have to rip out of here and go to the daggone airport. That's okay though. I made my money today. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I see. I feel like my thirst bucket tendency is I'm already up 143%. Like, when do I close it? I
Let me
just
check.
again on Carvana. I don't I think Carvana has another $10 worth of juice in it, maybe today.
I'm up 173, 100. I am in MRUS. I'm up 173% on Carvana, 87% on MRUS. That was from yesterday. And 39% on Upwork. Where is Palantir? I'm not up that much on Palantir.
So we lost, I don't want to say lost, but yes, for lack of a better term, you lost some premium when it bounced back up.
Okay, I'm only up 38% on those first set of contracts, the $100 March 21st. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's a nice amount, but compared to 173% on Carvana when we entered kind of at the same time, but
Hmm.
whatever. As long as they keep printing red, I might take some sports bets later.
See, I don't sports bet.
I'm kidding. I'm not a gambler.
Oh, okay,
When I
CJ,
did
we see
gamble,
you, boo. We see you. He's up 96.34%. So I don't know. And he took them hundreds.
who's up 96%?
CJ,
What did he take?
the Palantir. Oh, and he did them for this week's expiration. Also, CJ, you did hear me when I talked about hymns. Thank you. The Palantir 100s for this week, 96%, and he took the hymns 100 put also, and he's up 40%.
DAL was the kind of affordable contract for today, and it was a 60 for probably March 21st. Let me look in here. It's in here. 60 for March 21st. Yep. And so we have gone from 65.43 at the open to 62.89. So hopefully some of the folks in the chat took that. But go CJ.
Absolutely. Tell you what else I love about this, though. I mean, clearly I'm not explaining it to you. Um, this all of this drawdown and pullback just sets up. I mean, unless this is something sustained, which I don't think it will be, I think this is the pullback we needed to get long at some more
Mhm.
reasonable prices. But yeah, taking your money on this downside, that gives you a nice little chunk to play with later. Like, I love this kind of action. Love it, love it, love it.
That's exactly what we kind of talked about though yesterday. Was there going to be these days where you going to wake up and everything in your account is going to be red and you need to have some money to counter trade?
Yeah, because I had some stuff, so I would have been down. Now I'm up a nice percentage.
No, I'm
I
not. I'm not talking to you, girl.
I know. I'm just
But
saying.
I'm saying for anybody who's emptying out their account, um, buying contracts every day and not taking profit before the market closes on a day like today can be really depressing. And so I don't want to look at Nvidia.
Yeah, you could look at Nvidia. I mean, it's not down much. It's kind of, mm, it's kind of sitting there. It has earnings next week. Um,
PLTR. I'm just setting up the stuff that I need to be paying attention to for the rest of the day on
mm,
my screens. I've eaten so many chips and Hershey's Kisses this morning that I don't need to go cook. So,
No pancakes this morning.
mm-mm. Palantir is not. Let me just, for the last 2 minutes, see what Palantir is trying to bounce off of this 21 moving average on a daily. It's 50, or it's beyond the 50. So we'll get a bounce, and I don't want to sit through that, quite frankly. Let me see how much time I got on these contracts. March 21st. I don't want to sit. I don't want to sit through it, and I don't want to experience a um 52 fake out, as my brother will call it. So I'll just watch that closely. Pentagon budget cuts keep dropping. All right, Natasha, I know you got to go get your homegirl from the airport. So
I
we
do, I
can
do, I do, I do, I do.
call it quits early. It's only 4 minutes. So,
All right. Well, before I do that, I'm going to give my whole little spiel. Y'all, listen, scare money don't make none, but cash is a position. So hopefully, hopefully you guys have been listening, been paying attention, and have been utilizing that cash as a position. And we're able to take advantage of this big, beautiful red day. And I will see you all same place, same time tomorrow.
all right. Be
All right,
safe.
will do. Catch you